Hello everyone, today we are going to discuss a new topic. Before that, can I ask one question? How many of you love to draw? When did you start drawing? Yes, in our childhood we used to draw pictures by joining dots and numbers. Here is the picture shown. How exactly can we draw this picture? Think of it. Can anyone answer this? Draw few lines on this image vertically and horizontally. It should be at the same distance. Then we get some small squares. When we bring the parts of these squares back to the next paper, we just need to draw the same parts as they come in those squares. In this session, we are going to discuss the concepts coordinate geometry. Let's recall the concepts you have studied in earlier classes.
Let us consider two axes. The horizontal axis, it is called x-axis. And the vertical axis, it is called y-axis. And their point of intersection is called as origin. X-axis is named as x dash. Y-axis is named as y dash. When these two axes are drawn in this way on any plain paper or any plane, it divides the plane into 4 equal parts. And then each part is called quadrant. This is the first part called as first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and this is fourth quadrant. And the x-axis possesses positive values on the right side of the origin and it possesses negative values on the left side of the origin. Similarly, y-axis possesses positive values above the origin and it possesses negative values below the origin. And these values of x and y-axis help us to find the location of any point on the plane. For example, here is a point. I want the location of this point, and for finding the location, we require reference. So we will take the reference of x-axis and y-axis. So we can see that this point is covering 3 units on positive x-axis and 2 units on positive y-axis. So therefore, its location will be given accordingly 3 units for x-axis and 2 units for y-axis. This kind of representation of the location of a point is called as coordinates. And the value of x-axis is called x-coordinate or abscissa. The value of y-axis is called as y-coordinate or ordinate. Talking about the coordinates, we can say it is a location of a point, or in other words, we can say it is address of the point. For example, if I want to write address of my home, I will give the street number, line number, area code, etc. All these things are reference to reach my home. Similarly, these coordinates are reference for locating a point on a plane surface. Now let's talk about the sign of the coordinates. It depends on the quadrant in which they exist. On the first quadrant, x is positive and also y is positive. Second quadrant, x is negative, y is positive. Third quadrant, x is negative, y is also negative. On the fourth quadrant, x is positive, y is negative. Let us consider the example. Locate the coordinates 4 minus 3. If you want to locate this point, we will first take the x coordinate, that 4 as x value, minus 3, that is y coordinate. Now we can see that the both are intersecting at this value. So this is how coordinates work. These two reference axes, x-axis and y-axis, are called as coordinate axis.
So now we know that what are coordinate axes. This whole system together it is called coordinate system. And this system is given by great French mathematician René Descartes. And therefore, the coordinate system is named after him, Cartesian coordinate system. When concepts of this Cartesian coordinate system are used in geometry, it is called coordinate geometry. So, coordinate geometry is a study of geometrically representing ordered pairs of numbers. So, let's move on this chapter and learn some more concepts from coordinate geometry.
Let's consider that you are going from city A to city B and you are looking at your GPS to know the distance between A and B. So after some time, all of a sudden your GPS malfunctions and you are unable to find the distance between A and B. But you are able to find the coordinates of city A and city B. So how will you calculate that the distance between these two cities? Now let's have a method which establishes a relation between the coordinates of 2 points and the distance between these 2 points. So let's bring out the coordinate axis. Let's say that the point A and point B represent cities. So this distance AB we have to calculate if we know the coordinates of a point A and point B. So consider A coordinate as x1, y1 and B coordinate as x2, y2. Now let's have some construction to find the length AB. So I have drawn AP and BQ perpendicular to x-axis, AR perpendicular to BQ. So we can find out the length AB. Consider triangle ARB. Now this triangle is a right angle triangle. We can always apply Pythagoras theorem in this triangle. So Pythagoras theorem says that square of hypotenuse equal to sum of the squares of other two sides. So we can say that AB square equal to AR square plus RB square. Now we can find the value of AR and RB since we know the coordinates of the point A and B. So AR equal to PQ. We can find the length PQ as OQ minus OP, that is x2 minus x1. So the length AR equal to x2 minus x1. Similarly, we can find RB. RB equal to BQ minus RQ. So that is y2 minus y1. So AB square equal to AR square plus RB square, that is x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. We have to find AB. AB equal to root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Now if you see that if you can take the negative sign as a common instead of this, we can also write AB equal to root of x1 minus x2 the whole square plus y1 minus y2 the whole square. So in this distance formula, we learn when 2 points are given with their coordinates, how to find the distance between these 2 points. So D equal to, the formula is D equal to root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Next concept is section formula. Consider the line segment PQ and a point O somewhere in between the endpoints. Here, point O is slightly closer to P does not matter where it lies on the segment. A point will always divide a segment into 2 parts. In this case, the point O divides the segment PQ into 2 parts, PO and OQ. This is called internal division of a line segment. The point O divides the segment PQ internally into 2 parts. Can a point divide a line externally? Yes, it can. We see that in grade 11 video. Let us assume that the point O divides the segment PQ in the ratio m1:m2. If this segment is drawn on a graph paper, all points will have some coordinates. Let's assume that the point P has coordinates x1, y1 and also assume that Q has coordinates x2, y2. Let the coordinates of point O be xy. We have the coordinates of point P and Q. We have the ratio in which the point O divides the line segment PQ. We have to find xy using all the information we have. So this is how the internal division formula goes. Look really complicated at first, but an actual fact is very simple. The x coordinate of point P is equal to m1 x2 plus m2 x1 all divided by m1 plus m2, and similarly the y coordinate will equal to m1 y2 plus m2 y1 divided by m1 plus m2. So this is called section formula. So the coordinate of the point of x comma y which divide the line segment joining the points P of x1 y1 and Q of x2 y2 internally in the ratio m1 is to m2, then the coordinates m1 x2 plus m2 x1 divided by m1 plus m2 and m1 y2 plus m2 y1 all divided by m1 plus m2. So this is known as the section formula. Now we are going to discuss the questions based on the topic. Question number 1. The points -1, -2, 1, 0, -1, 2, -3, 0 forms a quadrilateral of types. So here the options are given: square, rectangle, parallelogram, rhombus. So we have to choose the correct option, and the 4 vertices are given. So you have to check the properties. So find out the length of the quadrilaterals, and here AB, consider the quadrilateral as ABCD and the 4 vertices are given. Find out the length AB, BC, CD and DA. So all the length are equal to 2 root 2. Using the distance formula, we are finding the length. And even here all sides are equal, then it can be square or rhombus. In that case, we have to find the diagonal. And diagonal here AC and BD, that is equal to 4. So diagonals are equal and the length of the sides are also equal, then the quadrilateral forms a square. So correct option is option A is the correct answer. Next, moving to the next question. Question number 2. The point which divide the line segment of points P -1, 7 and 4 -3 in the ratio 2:3 is. So you have to find the coordinate. So here the question is based on the division. That means we have to use the concept section formula. So just direct question, and x1 y1 that is -1 and 7 and x2 y2 4 -3, and our formula is the ratio is m1 is to m2, that is 2:3. Substitute the values. You will get the x coordinate as 1 and y coordinate as 3. So correct option is option D, 1 and 3. Next, we are moving to the case study based questions. Measuring fuel output. A person is riding his bike on a straight road towards east from his college to city A and then city B. At some point in between city and city B, he suddenly realized that there is not enough petrol for the journey. Also, there is no petrol pump on the road between these two cities. So, based on the above information, you have to answer the following questions. Question number 1. Find the value of y. The options are given 2, 3, 4, 5. And here the figure it's given OA. The distance also given here 2 root 2. So OA is equal to 2 root 2. Then we can use a distance formula here. O consider as a origin 0, 0. And the vertex A is given. Substitute the formula. Then you will get here root of 2 square plus y square equal to 2 root 2. Square both side. 4 plus y square equal to 8. So y square is equal to 4. Y is equal to 2. The correct option is option A, 2. Question number 2. The value of x. The same way here from the figure. OB equal to 8 root 2. So O as the origin. So consider vertex O as 0, 0. Then B is also given. Substitute the formula in the distance formula. Then you will get the answer x equal to 8. So correct option is option C, 8.